What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Hitting the Bars. It's your girl, SavyWavy1 with Keltie, KOC. What's up? I don't know why I just couldn't. I just blanked. You know what I mean? It was just like, usually I'm pretty good on the mic in general, but I was just like, my brain went empty. You sounded like a squawk or something. What's up?
I just had a mini moment of meditation. My mind just went empty. It was quite lovely. It was 2 minutes of peace amongst the chaos that is this world.
I just had to carry the backbone.
Right? You know what? It's all you.
I don't even think that's a saying, but I'll take it.
Carry the backbone? That's a hybrid of like three sayings.
I was going to say being the backbone and carrying the weight.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's efficiency. For two metaphors in one.
The 15 seconds I talked on. You're welcome.
Well done. Mm-hmm. How does it feel? Are you okay?
Great.
You might need to go meditate for a little.
Yes, absolutely. I can't handle it. You do nothing.
It's so overwhelming.
You don't contribute at all in these videos.
I've never even heard you talk.
Well, anyways, we thought today's episode would be fun, and it is 10 little nighttime tips or 10 ways to kind of rejuvenate your nighttime routine. And do you want to explain why you picked that?
Well, I did notice one or two YouTube videos on it, and I was kind of like, oh, this is interesting. And I do think the morning routine, we talked a lot about the morning routine, but the morning routine isn't as important as the night routine, in my opinion, because unless you have a good sleep, you're hitting snooze. You're not even doing a morning routine unless you're actually rejuvenated. And to get a good sleep comes with the nighttime routine. So I think we should trash the morning routines, keep that simple, and we should invest our time in a rejuvenating night routine.
Yeah.
Because I will say that's been the biggest game changer for me, just like health wise.
Yeah.
And like as soon as you feel healthy, it's just like craving sleep and like quality sleep and like just
and making like your bed like the coziest thing ever.
Oh yeah. And just like I don't like sleep. Like I know like some people are like, oh, my bed and I love sleep. Like I'm not. I'm just like, if I could, I would never sleep. Like if I had that option, like I spent my whole life like 3 hours of sleep. I'm like good to go. Run off adrenaline. Sounds like a good time.
You'd be a great vampire.
I would. Pale skin and all. But yeah. And then once I started like doing little things and building this nighttime routine, then I'm like, oh yes, my bed and sleep, and almost gamified. I've gamified my night routine.
There you go. I get that though. Some people like that's almost a way they cope, or like their comfort zone is their bed, where some people don't love it. Maybe you live alone, maybe you feel lonely, maybe you have nightmares, I don't know, you name it. But I feel like sometimes nighttime can be a little daunting or sad.
Yeah.
You know? So I like that you're like, let's twist the narrative for those people. Or you're right too, like not enough. We talk about morning routines. Sometimes we roll out of bed and we go to work. But going to bed, you always have the time because you don't have to be anywhere. You have to just be in your bed. Unless you like come home drunk at 4 and you're like, I just plop down there. But how often is that? Where morning routine, you might snooze a couple times a week.
Exactly. And I think, at least for me, I wonder if you're the same. I always had like a guilt of sleeping in the sense that like you and we grew up in like the Gary Vee days of like, who cares about sleep? Like work. And so it was kind of like, I would work so late and be strung out. Like I'd work till 10, be going, I mean strung. So like I can't just fall asleep. So I was like, just watch TV until I like am actually beyond exhausted. And then it's so hard to get off the couch. And then eventually drag myself to bed. I was like, oh, by the time I have to get up, I'm lucky to get 5.5 hours. And then it's like a vicious cycle. And then you're not performing the next day. And so you work till late and you just kind of get in this vicious cycle and you don't realize how important sleep is to productivity. I think Matthew Walker, I know, I'm sorry to all the Andrew Huberman haters out there, and I'm going to bring him up, but like Andrew Walker's book was like revolutionary. It's like Why We Sleep. And then suddenly all of us realized like, oh, if we don't sleep, we're actually going to die. Like, you know what I mean? Like in just the science, like I'm being over dramatic, but kind of not. Like if you're not getting quality sleep, it is the foundation to everything. And suddenly I realized, I was like, oh, it's productive to sleep. Or I could skip out time and die 20 years younger. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that was the game change. I was like, oh, sleeping is productive.
My question, I guess, with that is everyone's sleeping schedule, sleeping routine, and how many hours they need are different, right?
Yes.
So sometimes I'm like, how much sleep do you really need at our age to like feel optimal and not want to take naps or not feel drowsy or down? Because like I think about, even we went to bed at 11:30 and we woke up at 6. And in my eyes, I'm like, I like a proper 8 hours of sleep, sometimes 8.5. And then on the weekends, Michael and I probably sleep like 9 hours. Like my body, I've always wondered how some people are like more optimal on like 6 or 5, and then some need like 7, 8, even 10 sometimes.
And I'll say, not talked about, and we'll actually talk about this in our tips. I'll talk about this, is like quality versus quantity. Yeah. Because it's not just quantity, like sleeping 8 hours. I think it's quality. For me, even if I sleep with no alarm clock, I've slept past 8 hours. This can sound so bad, but hear me out. More than 8 hours twice in the last 6 years. I don't like, if I'm given all the time in the world, I wake up usually like 7 hours and 15 minutes, fully refreshed. And I track my sleep like a crazy person. And I have amazing quality of sleep. And that's the thing all these tips have done, is it's all about like improving my quality. So I think that also comes down into it. Like some people just maybe have not as good quality, so they have to sleep longer. Yeah. Other people, for whatever reason, like I just have good quality sleep. Yeah. And so I think we're all a little variance. I just like, don't come at me that you need 3 hours of sleep. I'm like, and also if you're sleeping 12, I'm like, ooh, something else could be wrong in your life.
I have this weird memory of watching Full House and Danny Tanner telling his kids that children need more sleep than adults, and it always stuck with me. I do not remember what it was, but I always went off the time he said. I can't remember if it was like kids need 6 hours, or or like adults need 6 hours, kids need more. Moral of the story, whenever I think of how many hours somebody sleeps, I think of Danny Tanner.
Fun fact. I definitely do not. But it's true, kids need like crazy more. Like 12 hours or something.
They're puppies.
Insane.
They're little puppy. Like a puppy sleeps all day.
It's because it's a baby too.
I know, that's what I was saying. They're a puppy. You look at me like I was a crazy person.
I just think it's more like people say that about their dogs. The dogs is like a baby.
Well, I am a dog lover. I know. I don't have adult kids.
I don't have either.
They're not adult human kids.
I don't have either. So who am I to talk?
Who are you to talk? I also realized, you guys, I just got my Botox done, and I just touched my face, and I think she put Vaseline on it. So
you look a little greasy.
Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't notice till now. It's just like there's a little glare from the sun now. It's not bad.
Well, if anybody's tuning in on YouTube, I'm sorry.
No, it's Donut Girl era. We're all want the shine.
What did you call it?
Donut? Like donut glaze?
Oh my god, I thought you said stoner girl era.
That too.
I was like, what does that have to do with oily skin?
On today's episode, we're talking CBD.
I just did road skin, actually. It was not Vaseline on my forehead.
I wish.
With that being said, let's jump into our nighttime routine. I'll kick it off. First things first for me, the irony of this is I love washing my face. And I literally forgot face wash on this trip, but I absolutely love to, clear everything and clean everything. And sometimes I'll do nighttime like patches. Yeah. Like I'll do under eye patches, or like a face mask that you like leave on for 15 minutes. Big on like keeping my skin youthful, obviously. Or just taking a shower in general and just feeling like clean and ready for bed. I don't know. There's just something about it. I'm always like sweating in Puerto Rico. It's always humid. So if I don't wash my face, I break out immediately. And it's just like, it's like the tip of the iceberg. Like I'm just starting my nighttime routine once my face is washed.
Classic. If you're not washing your face, I'm sorry. Wash your face.
Wash your face. Honestly, I was a girl that did not wash her face till college.
I think most of us were. I think that's common. It's more. What? I think like people who like have a crazy skincare routine, at least nowadays it's different because of TikTok. But I feel like our age, we're in high school and that, like, it wasn't as common. There was just the Clinique 3-step.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But they would, like a lot of people dealt with acne, or like a lot of my friends were adamant about washing their face. I guess. But I always had backne, not acne. That was where my kryptonite was, so nobody wanted to see my back, but my face was clear.
See, I had KP, so I grew up my whole life thinking I had crazy acne and whiteheads and all this, so just dry until I got older and realized it was bumps from dry skin. Like the KP, the chicken bumps you see at the back of it, like that's what I suffer from really bad, and all of it comes down to, so I was like, oh good, you have dry skin and you dried it more, because I thought it was pimples. So there's fun fact. So I had not fake acne growing up because I didn't realize I had dry skin.
Yeah. Also, TBT to the Accutane days.
I never did it, thank God.
No, but my brother did. A lot of my good friends did. Just because that was a solution back then. If you had really bad acne, it was just like Accutane, you're on it.
And not to guilt, and I just said thank God I didn't do it because a dry skin girl doing Accutane.
Oh yeah, because it dries you out even more.
Yeah. So imagine I would have been like SpongeBob.
Yes.
Like dried out SpongeBob. Like I've been like, my ugly duckling face.
And you can't have children on it. Like you can't get pregnant. And my friend,
just kidding, sorry.
yeah, oh my god. But like we're like 14 and my friend Kayla had to take like pregnancy tests, and obviously like we were goody two shoes, we weren't even talking to boys, and she had to take pregnancy tests just to like prove she wasn't pregnant every like 2 weeks or something. It was something wild.
Crazy. The things we do.
The things we do.
So speaking of things we do, number 2. First for me, this is new and it's a little bit crazy, you know, American Psycho level, but hear me out. I'll say more affordable, but saunas. So about 2 to 3 times a week before bed. So after work, I've done everything around 6, 7 o'clock. Head down, get a sauna. There's one, you know, at my gym. And I do 20 minutes 3 times a week. So 60 minutes for the week. So you can break that up how you want. 3 by 20 works for me. And the nights I do sauna, my quality of sleep. I just like am just, after that sauna, I go have the best shower and I'm just zoned right out.
Do you do it right before bed?
No, just later in the evening. So it's not like exact, but that's why I was like 7 p.m. And I usually try and start crawling into bed around 9 to 10. So that's a rough idea. But as a bonus, you can also just do a hot shower, because one of the best things to prep your body for sleep, to take off your point of a shower before bed, is your body needs to cool down to start getting ready for bed and good sleep. And the 2 ways to do that is just like heat exposure, so warm shower, sauna, and then when you get out, your body naturally cools itself off. And so that's a good way to just improve your quality of sleep. Warm shower or sauna.
I like that. Sounds cozy. Nice and cozy. All right, well, 3 for me is, if you're a paranoid girly, an anxious girly, I do this at home. I do it when I travel. I check everything before I go to bed, before I walk into my bedroom. Otherwise I will think about it. And I mean like locking all your doors, making sure all lights are off. It's like a little checklist in my mind that I feel like I've accomplished. I put the house to bed almost. Get Bentley in bed, you know, like just do those little things. But if I don't, I actually think about it and I just will be like, oh, did I lock the door? Like there's been times that we have left the door unlocked and our door just swings open. But if it's not windy, it won't open. Yeah. We're like all night. Oh, the other day my window was unlocked and I had a flood of like mosquitoes. I went to grab this mic out of a box and like 30 mosquitoes came out and I was freaking out. So I took the Raid. I hate Raid, but I was like, what do I do? Yeah. And I'm like spraying it everywhere. I'm killing them. But I did not check the window to make sure it was fully latched. So it had been open all night and all these critters flew in. And it was just, when you live in a humid island, you don't ever have windows open. So moral of the story is just like peace of mind. Just take an extra 2 seconds and check everything's locked. Turn off the lights, saves you power. And
I like that. Before I hop into mine, just a little bonus for my girlies who have swirling thoughts before bed. I'm very guilty of that. I have trouble turning off my mind and like just 100 things. They're not necessarily bad things. I'm just like, I have this Brooklinen sponsorship. And I just remembered, I was like, oh crap, I should film that Monday. But if I film that Monday and you send it in Tuesday, and then, oh my God, I don't have laundry because I got to take off of Sweden, and my mind started just spiraling of this and that and that. I set alarms for myself. And it sometimes annoys people around me. But if you have something that you're like, just can't get out of your mind, set an alarm titled whatever idea it is and set it for the morning, like sometime later. And then it's suddenly like, oh, I will have a reminder. 100%, it will be flashing and you can just forget about it. And I found that was the best way when I have a swirling thought. It's the same kind of deal. Like when you're laying in there, you're like, wait, is that turned off? Is this? And ideally it's something you can just go deal with. But for those swirling thoughts, there's a little hack. But for my actual rejuvenating thing is my sleepy tea or cocoa. So I use Forest Sigmatic. I've also used Bear Performance. And they have both sleepy teas. It's pretty much a combination of magnesium. Is pretty much everyone can take before bed. It helps calm you. It's a great supplement. A lot of people are deficient in magnesium. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. You gotta figure that out for yourself, but most people are, kind of like vitamin D. Or I use reishi or GABA, and a lot of those teas have that in there. And it's just such a nice ritual, like me and my boyfriend do. And it's like right before bed, like we're watching our last show. We're having this nice warm tea. It's this little sweet treat. I usually have it with chocolate, but and it doesn't make you, it's not like melatonin or anything where you're just like the eyes, it's not like that you're going to start falling asleep on the couch. It just like mellows you right out. And once again, it improved my quality of sleep on my Aura Ring the first time I started using it, and I've used it ever since. And like it's just a nice little ritual.
Yeah. Be careful of which magnesium you take though.
Yes, because some will make you shit your pants.
/ give you energy.
Oh yeah,
There's a certain one. I listened to it in Andrew Huberman,
Yeah,
your boy's podcast,
yeah.
and Michael was taking magnesium, and he was like, yeah, this will help you sleep. And then I researched it, and I was like, bro, this is the one that keeps you up.
Yeah.
And so
I know.
make sure you know which magnesium you're taking.
So there's Four Sigmatic Calm. There's Bare Nutrition's their Sleep Recovery, I think it's called. Or you can just take the basic Calm. I think we've all seen that. Do you know what I mean? It's just like called Calm, and it's like a lemonade flavor powder. Those are all the magnesium. So those are my recommendations.
Yeah, I like it. All right, well, my next one is kind of a piggyback off of the sleepy time tea. But if you aren't a tea girly, I like to do this kind of like Keltie said, right before bed, we're watching our last show, or like Michael and I, we love making dinner, watching like MasterChef or something for like an hour or so, and then we go to bed. And so after I eat dinner, if you want to avoid having like dessert or like alcohol, like maybe you're a big wino or whatever, you want to have a glass of wine, sometimes we will just have like a LaCroix and we'll make it like a flavor we love. Like limoncello's like
best
dessert. And so Michael and I now do this thing where like we don't drink, you know, during the weekday, and it's usually like once or whatever on a weekend. So we'll be like, well, I'm like craving a different liquid, but what if we don't want tea or whatever? We do LaCroix because it's like accessible. I buy them in bulk at Costco, and it's just like a fun flavor. And I don't know, I just like, it curbs my craving to have anything sweet.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I do like the sleepy time tea. Sometimes I'm too lazy to make it, and I'm like, LaCroix.
I respect that.
Yeah.
See, I have that like bougie ass my brother got for my birthday kettle that like you pre-program it to the specific temperature, and you can have it like hold or not. So I literally just like as I'm walking to go to the bathroom, I just turn it on. It's like ready to go.
Love that.
It's like the most, and it's beautiful. It's aesthetic.
You have to send me a picture.
I say aesthetic. What'd you say?
Aesthetic.
Aesthetic. See, I get made fun of all the time, but then I listen. Cody Co also says aesthetic. So is that a Canadian thing?
Aesthetic?
Yeah, but I say aesthetic. Am I wrong, or am I just Canadian?
Wow. I think you're just Keltie. I don't think that's Canadian. I think that's just like, it's like how my grandma used to say ketchup instead of ketchup.
I guess. I just wonder if
it's like, I don't know where she got that. She was from California, but she said ketchup.
I just wonder if it's a Canadian thing. Someone confirm, because I've heard other Canadians. I was like, is this a Canadian thing?
Keltie always blaming it on being Canadian.
Well, but
I've never been like, I think it's because I'm American. This is why I pronounce it.
It's because you guys just assume you do it right. So like we're just assuming you're right and we're wrong. So as soon as we're like pasta, and you're all like pasta, I was like, what?
Yeah, what did you say?
And like my mind's blown.
Sorry?
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things like I've never thought, and we just assume you're right, and we just are like, okay, sorry for existing.
Calm down.
Let's go back to our home and eat some maple syrup.
Yes, absolutely. Wow.
Okay, I'll head up to mine.
Is it the next one? Yes.
Yeah, mine is, I'm sorry, hate me for this one, but like give me a chance to explain. You don't have to be as insane as I am. But like I said, I was really guilty if I have a really comfy couch and I settle into my couch, turn on a show, and even when the show's off, then there's my phone. And it took me so long to get off the couch and go to bed, because I'm just like, why? It's just as comfy on here as my bed. And then like I'm half asleep, and then I go to the bathroom, and then I crawl into my bed, and it's like 2 hours past when I want to go to bed. And that was like, because I'm almost like so exhausted by the end of the day that I just like pass out on my couch and can't get up. So I had to make my bedroom so appealing that I'm like, ooh, let's get in there. Like it just made it like even more appealing than my couch. So what I did, like I said, I'm sorry. This is so extreme. First of all, my Aura Ring. A lot of people don't like that. It gives people a lot of anxiety sometimes of being like, if say they thought they had a good sleep and they wake up and their sleep score was bad, then they would have had energy that day, but suddenly they're like, oh, I had such a bad sleep. I don't think of it that way, because I wake up assuming I had a bad sleep. For me, it was just like, yes, I had a good sleep. Like it's a competition.
Winning.
Like, how many can I get 2.5 hours deep? Because I'm going to text it to all my friends. I'm like, and that's just me. I like never see it as a bad thing. I see it as something I can just win, not fail.
Yeah.
Because if it's failed, I just lie to myself. I'm like, no, these things aren't that accurate. But when it says good, I'm like, they're very accurate. So my aura rings. So I'm like excited. Then second, I got the 8 sleep mattress. It's so excessive, but it's so nice because you can pre-program it that it's warm. So I have this therapeutic mattress, this 8 sleep. So it's the comfiest mattress and it's preset to the perfect temperature when I crawl into bed. So like when you first crawl into bed, it's like chilly.
Yeah.
There's none of that. You crawl in your bed's already heated. But then while you're asleep, it dips down cold because your bed should be cold, but you're asleep so you don't notice the cold. And then it gets back up warm. So you wake up into a warm bed again. And so for me, whatever, I was like, oh my God, this is so fun. And so, yeah. And then I also got the Hatch alarm clock.
Ooh, how is that?
I haven't been able to set it up.
Oh.
So I just mentioned it. So, but for me, now I have this whole like tech game thing I could win.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds so toxic and like so people are like, that's not affordable. Once again, I don't have furniture in my second bedroom. This is the stupid shit I spend my money on. And I had to gamify my sleep. But now it gets me excited to sleep and I actually go to bed and crawl in my bed at 9, which allows me to actually get 7 hours of sleep.
I like that.
So it's excessive. I'm sorry for the American Psycho.
I'm curious to know if you love the Hatch.
I will.
And your mattress sounds like witchcraft.
It does.
I'm here for it.
It also vibrates. So I vibrate to wake up now. It's like this little bzzz.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds inappropriate.
It sounds so inappropriate.
But it's the best.
It's the best.
I had to wake up.
That's what she said.
True. I'm not wrong. I had to wake up to my basic alarm, like
basic AF
iPhone alarm today, and I literally almost
that?
Screamed. Like my body's like shocked. I was like, how did I do this for so long? I'm such a princess now.
When I lived in my sorority, we slept in the attic, all of us. So we weren't allowed to have alarms. There was like 60 girls up there. So what you did was you would set your phone. I don't know if I've ever told this on the podcast, but you put it underneath your pillow.
Yeah.
And then vibrate.
Yeah.
And then it would wake you up that way.
Yeah.
But the amount of class people missed because half the time your phone falls somewhere. Yep. Like we just needed that mattress. Clearly.
Yeah, clearly. They were on
There was also always this one girl, Darby. I always remember her. Sweet girl. But that woman would have 1, obnoxious alarm. 2, would have it go off for 2 hours and she wouldn't wake up and we'd all scream at her and be like, go to your 8 a.m. class or 7 a.m. class.
Oh my God. I feel that. Also, one thing before I let you go. I realized the 8 sleep is not cheap. I told my ladies who want it, I'm working on getting you guys a discount code. So just know I'm in the works.
In the works.
In the works to save you guys some money.
There you go. Well, the next one that I have is find an outfit that is comfy AF. And that's because I am somebody that is weird with like texture and like fittings of clothes. Like I don't like tight, I don't even like leggings really because they're so tight on me. So like have a designated sleep nighttime outfit.
Yes.
And then just get into it like right before get into it after dinner, whenever you really want. I don't care. Live your life, people. But like I always set my AC on because like, it's so hot. We don't have it during the day to save power. And so we set the AC. I'll turn a light on. And then I'll get in my little comfy outfit. And I was saying Keltie loves pajamas. She likes like this Victoria's Secret matching set. Cute. Love that. And then I am a hobo and I love just baggy shorts and then like a baggy tee. And Kat and Ken actually sent me their merch.
Ooh.
Like, I don't even know how long ago, 6 months ago. And it is like the shirt I'm obsessed with. There's something about the shirt. It has a smiley face on it. I could not tell you what it is, but you need the shirt. It's like, I wear it constantly. I wash it every single week and it doesn't lose its value. I literally FaceTime Kat the other day and she was like, oh my God, you're wearing my shirt. And I was like, I live in this shirt.
I need it.
That's all I ever wear is this damn shirt.
Send me the link. We're going to wear it in the next episode.
Yeah. But like finding a shirt or something that's just like your favorite. There's also another one Michael has that like I've worn it since we started dating and it's like there's holes in it, but it's so freaking comfy.
Yeah, it's your safe spot.
It's your nighttime, just like comfy fits. I don't know.
Best PJs of all time, but they're so hard to get a hold of. I'm a shorts and like short sleeve button up kind of girl. I don't like the pants. I want it like loose.
Rightfully so.
Skims PJs, they once again so worth it. They're so
really?
comfortable.
You have a pair?
I have one pair, and I would like to have more, but like they always sell out. Like the short sets are always sold out in the colors I want. But I bought the shorts separately, and then I have the bras and the tank tops. But
Do you sleep in their bras, in their bralettes?
yeah, they're so
The cotton t-shirt. Also, I got their wireless push-up bra, and I love it.
everything they do except their workout
Everything.
clothes.
Oh yeah.
That was a flop. Everything else.
Yeah.
Also the fuzzy robe. I have 2. So,
Oh,
yeah,
see, I want
remember?
to get one of those.
So nice. They're always there's one. Last time I bought it was on sale. That's the only reason I have 2 because I have one in Sweden and one here, and they're on sale. So the short
Check
one.
them out. I got a normal robe. My friend Courtney loves the Kardashians. Anytime she gives us gifts, it's Good American, Skims, Kylie Cosmetics.
True stan.
She is.
Obsessed.
She is obsessed with them, and she'll admit it to this day. But she'll always get me Skims for like my birthday or something. And she got me for the wedding a white robe. And it's really soft.
I know the one you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, well, I can't pack it for the wedding. And so I hung it. And I couldn't find where I hung it. And I was like so upset because I love robes. And I finally found it the other day. And I was like, jackpot! Yeah.
Actually, great gift idea for your girlfriend. Skims. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it is expensive. And it's like
But
one of
they'll
those they're
always
like,
wear
they will wear it. They'll love it. It's like, oh, that's a lot of money for like a plain nude bra. We all need plain nude bras. And they're so nice. So there's a Christmas birthday gift for your girlfriends.
Courtney knew what was up. She's like somebody that's really good at gifts. And so...
Well done. Mental note. My birthday is in July, everybody. Just kidding.
So there's not a third robe on her doorstep.
If Skims doesn't send me a PR package after I trashed them in the last YouTube
Do
video.
they even send PR packages?
Oh, yeah. And I'm not included. Oh, yeah. I've got a couple girlfriends who've gotten this stuff.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
a girl can dream. I pay full price.
Me, I'm like, why don't I get any? Does a whole video trashing
that's
it.
why.
I was like, well, but then I also do whole videos like this.
That's true. I say like just stay. You're good at the intimates. You're good at the bras.
Yeah.
Maybe just chill there for a while until you perfect the activewear.
I do have an alarm set for tomorrow at 7 a.m. to get their new swimsuit drop. So that's a true stand.
Oh no, you need to do Good American. That's Chloe's brand. I have a hot pink one that Courtney got me.
Yeah.
All of our girlfriends have matching outfits to this, and we'll like wear it to the beach together, and it makes my boobs look amazing. Granted, they're fake, but like it really elevates it. She doesn't have fake boobs, and she wears it with me, and it pushes her boobs up. It is it's my favorite swimsuit.
I'll look into it.
It's expensive. Skims is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like my favorite thing ever. Then like well worth the purchase than just buying an Amazon $20 one, and then it, there's a hole in it when you go on a water slide.
Yep. I just know they're releasing this baby blue, and I've been looking for like a quality, timeless baby blue
There you
swimsuit.
go.
And it launches tomorrow, so hopefully I got it. Stay tuned. Then
Is it you next?
me up next. Now mine's kind of similar to your first one, but hear me out. So my night shower, but it was a reframe because for me it was I was on the couch, had my tea, then would go shower, do my skincare and makeup. And this is really TMI, and I'm sorry, but this might help one or two of you, so I'm willing to say it. I have I don't know if I've talked about I have OCD, and I'm a compulsive skin picker. And so and it was, since I was a little girl, it was like a defense mechanism. Like at the end of the night, at home, I'd go and then just hyperfixate on something. And then before you know, you leave and your skin's destroyed. And just something I faced with, and I couldn't deal with it. Now I don't have chronic, it's very flares up with my stress. And like you said, that was always a coping mechanism. And I was like, how do I reframe this? How do I get that same satisfaction, get into that same mindset, that same safety thing, but things that are good for me? So I started just adding things that gave that same satisfaction of kind of hyper focusing, but improved my quality of skin and relaxed me. So I used to think it was very a waste of money to make your bathroom a pretty sanctuary. And yeah, it's a luxury, but it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I just made it very neutral. I have a couple of items that look pretty. I keep it clean. I have a sage diffuser, and I just really set the vibe. It's calm, it smells good, and I just made it very pretty that I feel like I'm in one of those Dove commercials. I was like, it sounds so funny, but I just want to go in and not that I take videos of it, just it just feels luxurious. It's clean and white. I have a Necessaire body wash. It's nothing crazy, very minimalist looking. And then I do a lot of skin exfoliating, or I'll use a dry brush, and then I'll get a body oil and massage my oil. And then I got the gua sha and I've massaging my face. And it's not perfect. I'm not crazy and taking 2 hours to do it. But anytime I get that urge to pick, I was like, why don't you put some oil in your skin? And that was what my therapist talked to me the other day. Why don't you think of nourishing versus stripping. And you know what I mean? So that's true.
Yeah.
So the same idea. So it's like, how do I nourish my skin? Like add to it. And then like, so just creating this luxurious environment. So to many of my skin pickers, it's a complicated thing, but like think of something you could swap that satisfies you the same.
Yeah.
Whether it be, a dry brush,
I like
a
that.
washa, give yourself a little self-massage. That time you could be wasting, that you're wasting picking at skin, you can do at like doing something helpful for you. So maybe that will help someone. I hope so.
I like that.
Or it's
Reframe.
just
That's cool.
TMI and yeah.
No, I think that's very relatable for a lot of people. And I bet that helped somebody because I know at least some of my friends that do that. And like they've never thought to put it for good use.
Oh yeah. And like I would have never thought that till my like therapist was just literally like, why don't you just take that time and like nourish yourself? I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
Because that's really all it is. It's just like you're just like, it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
So why don't you like do something equally as calming?
Yeah, I like that.
Easier said than done.
Do you do that every day?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I try to like just like make it a habit.
Yeah.
Like of just setting the vibe. And like some nights I'm tireder than others. And sometimes I'm still like, I'll pick up my skin and you'll see it. But like it gets better every week. And I think that's all you can ask. Like some weeks are worse. If I'm more stressed, I'm more likely to do it. But that's also now it's like a red flag. When I'm picking, I'm like, what's off in your life?
Yeah.
What's going on? Have you been overworking? So it's like, and I think that just comes with age.
Yeah, that
It's
makes
like,
sense.
My friend, not to go off tangent, my friend JJ made a tweet about it today, and he's in his 40s. He's a YouTuber, and he's like, you know what's an underappreciated part of getting older is getting bored with yourself. And he was like, it's in the sense that like all your weird habits and tics and little things that used to annoy you that were self-sabotaging, you're fully aware of them. And then you're like, and so I know, it's like, oh yeah, when I pick at my skin, I'm really stressed. It's not that deep. It's deep and like there is rooted stuff, but you suddenly can just step back and be like, why are you stressed, Keltie?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's an underappreciated thing that I didn't realize when I was younger.
That's true. Because, a lot of people, especially when they're younger, they don't realize why they're doing those tics or whatever it may be. Huh, that's a good point.
So there's a little
Well spoken, JJ, into the fabulous Twitter world that we joke
JJ
of.
McCullen.
There you go. I think of JJ from Outer Banks.
Could not be more opposite humans.
Do you watch JJ from Outer Banks?
Just anyone from Outer Banks could not be more opposite than JJ
Okay.
McCullen. Anyone who knows JJ is like, yes.
Okay. Well,
I'll show you him after, and you're like, oh.
Okay. Not Outer Banks style.
No.
All right. Well, my next one is when you, and I always suggest this with like partner or even a roommate, find a time that you both have do not disturb on your phone and just like have it automatically set, and then don't touch your phone. It's like, I'll always check it like if it's a text or whatever, but like you can also set favorites. So like if my mom or my dad text me or call, it'll go through. But just like, I know it's easier said than done, and it's like, no duh, like do not disturb, but we often ignore it 99% of the time. So I just think it helps.
It does.
Especially when like you are constantly consuming social media or whatever it may be. It'll probably make you go to bed earlier because then you don't look at your phone. Like I'm so strict with like, once I'm in bed, I do not look at anything else unless it's like texting.
Also, go old school. Get a Hatch or some kind of alarm clock, and don't use your phone for alarm, and then put your phone away. Just do the old school do not disturb. Put it in a cupboard.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So, but we're all hypocrites. We all say that's advice, and none of us actually do it.
I don't know. If I'm being honest, I don't think I could do that because part of me, I don't live near my family, so part of me wonders, like, I want to be accessible if something bad, happens to my family.
I've told you this 100 times. That's why I have 2 phones. That's exactly why I have 2 phones.
True.
I only have 7 people. It's the cheapest contract. It was like an old phone used. Anyways, and I got the cheapest contract because I don't use data. It's only on Wi-Fi. And 8 people have the number. And it was for that exact reason. Like, I don't want to... I get the idea of not being on your phone right when you wake up before bed. I'm in a long-distance relationship. I only can talk to my boyfriend between, like, 10 p.m. and, like, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So I was like... But then I also have to open up emails and that. So it is a luxury. But anyone who works on their phone, I do think there's a benefit to just $50 extra a month. And you get the freedom to put away your phone and work.
Yeah.
And just be with your friends and family. And like, I think moms who work from their phone, that's a nice thing. I remember I talked to Abby Sharp about it. And she's like, oh, I can't. Like, if my kids, I'm like, yeah, that's why you need 2 phones. And then you just your kids need that number. And so.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fair.
Not for everyone.
Keltie tells me this, even this morning. She's like, get 2 phones. And I think now that you have seen how my lovely laptop is organized, I think I should never be allowed to have 2 phones. I also would be like, oh yeah, here's my number. Oh yeah, here's my number. Which number was that? Oh, Dad, I left it. Now I'm all the way in Arizona. I'm going to have to fly back. You're going to ship it to me. That would be my life.
Fair enough.
But one day, maybe I'll be organized enough.
Yeah.
And there'll be 2 phones.
And the nice thing is,
And I'll let you guys know.
the second phone, it's so cheap. Only 7 people. So if you lose it, who cares? You just have to track down 7 people.
true.
And you're like, there's no social media on it.
That's true.
I got the weather app. Like, it's the most boring phone that, like, if I lost it, I just, on my other phone, call Megs, be like, yes, the phone's gone.
Yeah.
I need to get another one. So I'm like, yeah, there's nothing valuable on it.
Good point. Yeah.
So there we go.
I like it. All right.
And to finish off, kind of in that phone area, is nothing low energy before bed. Now let me explain, because I can be a night owl. I was a bartender for many years. I love going out. And I get that second wind around 9 p.m. And suddenly I just need to hear a little unce, and I'm up till 4. Like, it's so easy for me. I hate to say I just need a little music, and then I'm raving. I'm making music. I'm working again. I get that second wind. And so the best example is I can do nothing high energy. Like, I can't allow any crazy music, no drama-filled podcasts. Like, everything I watch has to be, like, super chill, not exciting. Like, usually I watch a lot of
MasterChef.
Reality television. Even though that's like drama filled,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
like that
it's not inspiring. You know what I mean? It's not like
Yeah.
great music or anything. It's like mindless, so you can be on your phone and not miss anything. It's just like it doesn't invoke energy for me. And so the best example is this weekend Coachella was live streaming, and I decided to watch a couple sets before bed. I didn't sleep till 2. I was just revved, and I was like, oh, I gotta make a song. And I'm like in my room working and that. So I just have to be mindful of like keeping it very low energy. Unless I want to, I can crank that. But when you're trying to wake up at 5 a.m. So I'm like, just think of shows that don't get you too wired.
Yeah, that's a good point. Michael and I just finished Beef, and I like was up another hour because the season finale is so gruesome / high energy. Yeah.
So I have to be careful. Like, whatever we watch, even like Stranger Things before bed.
Oh,
I was like, we have to
yeah.
watch a YouTube video or like cat memes before.
Yeah.
To Megs. Otherwise, I'm just like rattled.
Yeah. That's why I like put your comfort show on.
Yeah.
Like I put on The Office, and then it's like I know what's gonna happen. There's nothing I'm like missing if I fall asleep, and then it's just like this little white noise in the back of like something soothing and quiet.
Yeah. Office. That's a respectable one.
I love
That's
it.
good.
I'll do that. I'll do New Girl. I'll do Parks and Rec, and it's just like
Parks and Rec.
I'll filter through them, and there's like no laughing reel, so it's not like it's gonna keep you up. And Michael got me into the toxic trait of like falling asleep with TV on. I didn't do that, and then I've been with him 7 years, and he cannot fall asleep without hearing noise. So then now I can't fall asleep without hearing noise.
Yep.
Yeah.
My comfort show is home tours on YouTube.
Oh, like watching celebrities' home tours?
It's just just like, you know, those little like Ryan,
Like the Vogue ones?
no, those ones are too exciting. Like, I mean, there's these guys, all these like rich. One guy's named Ryan. Oh my God, why am I blanking out his name? And they just like tour $50 million homes, and the real estate agents, like, they're trying to sell this home.
Nice.
And so like it's so mindless.
It's like they think that only the consumers watching it are like these potential clients, and then there's Keltie in Vancouver.
And it's just me just looking, and because it's so not relevant to my life, it's like pretty to look at. The music's calm. I couldn't care less if I missed a second of it.
Yeah.
And just when I look up at the screen, I'm like, oh, that's pretty. That's a nice cabinet. I couldn't. What am I doing? Go to bed. It's just, that's my comfort
It'll
place.
inspire you. You know, I was watching the Dream Home Makeover on Netflix, and I'll basically watch where they started from.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that needs to be redone, and then I'll fast forward till the end just to see the finishing. I don't even watch the process. That's how I watch like home makeover shows.
Toxic. I was kidding.
Is it? How? I don't want to watch the struggle.
But you gotta earn it. You gotta be their struggle. It makes you appreciate the
so boring.
final.
She'll like drop a plan, so I'm like, okay, well now you revealed what it's gonna look like, and then it's just then like, yep, looks good, hammering away, and there's always some tiny little issue that they kind of fake online or fake on the show, and then I'm like, just fast forward. I just want to see people happy, and I want to see it look all pretty and clean.
That's why I just watched the home tour. It's already done.
I was gonna say, but don't you want to see the hard work they put in?
No, I'm a hypocrite. I just skipped that. I've just been blind.
So you're saying I'm toxic? At least I noticed what they used to look like.
Nah.
Princess Mia before she came Princess Mia.
See, I just watch Selling Sunset and then go straight to home tour. So I see it get sold, ignore everything in the middle, home tour.
Yeah,
that's
fair,
just me.
Fair. I do like a good home tour. Yeah. Well, we're gonna end this podcast on Keltie has her own confession session. Ooh. Take it away.
So I've worked at many gyms in my life. I've worked at $20 gyms, school gyms, everything. And I've never had anything stolen. Now I'm training at Equinox. I know, a little bougie. I have a hit piece coming out from them. That could be misinterpreted. Anyways, you'll see on YouTube. I'm getting off track. Moral of the story, it's an expensive gym. And I had my hoodie stolen. And I'm so irked that I've left things. And all I know is there's a group of us sitting there. And we had our bags and we're kind of talking. And these two girls I was talking to, I won't say what we're talking about in case somehow they hear about this. I don't know. But then I had my hoodie. I go to the bathroom, come back, and I was like, oh, maybe I didn't grab my sweater. Where is it? And it was this black scoop neck Lulu I'd only worn once. And it was just nowhere. And I'm just like, oh, wait, maybe I didn't bring it. I was kind of confused. And so I went to the front desk, like, did anyone return a black Lulu sweater? And they're like, no. And they came back the next day. And then the next day. And, like, there was no way. And like maybe I left it somewhere and the cleaning crew grabbed it or something. But I mean, I've left things at there and the cleaning crew always returns it. Like AirPods, like they'll return, like if you return an AirPod, return it anything kind of thing. And yeah, it just never showed up. And the two girls who were talking to me there, who had all of her stuff, I'm like, I see them. And I don't know them or anything. It was just like, you know, when you just talk to people beside you in the change room. And like, I'm kind of convinced that one of them accidentally put it in their bag. You know what I mean? Like stuff got mixed up, like, or they could have actually intentionally taken it, but like grabbed it. And like, if I did that at Equinox, I'd still return it. But then I'm just like, I'm waiting for the day one of them shows up in my sweater. And I'm like so bitter and like I gotta see them. And like, I don't know, maybe it's in my head, but I'm just like, wait, did you steal my sweater? I don't know, like I kind of want to go up and be like, oh, I know this is really random, but did you accidentally grab a Lulu sweater one day?
You should.
Maybe I should, but then also like...
Why do you think it's them?
Because all of our stuff was there. And like that was the only time I had the sweater. Mm-hmm. They were there. I went to the bathroom, came back.
And you see them now and they don't say anything?
Yeah, we haven't talked since. Because it's not like they were friends. They just happened to be like, I mentioned one thing to them. I was like, oh, like, how's it?
I would yeah, just ask them. Be like, hey, the other day I lost my sweater with you.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? But you almost leave it to like they would double down. Maybe they need to come to you.
Or maybe they're kleptos. I also have a theory. You know, Equinox people are built different. There's some Pilates moms out there who just need a thrill. And they see that sweater and they're like, oh, let's see if we can take it. I think that's what it painted in my mind. These kleptos. They stole my sweater. I could be completely wrong. I could have just lost it. But I had it and I didn't. And they were there.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. It was Lulu.
I know. At Equinox, I'm like, you're spending that much for a gym membership and you steal someone's sweater?
Maybe they just took it and then they are embarrassed and they don't think you'll care.
See, but if I did that, I would just return to the front desk. Like, I accidentally grabbed this.
Yeah, totally. But maybe they're like, maybe they just didn't think much of it.
Maybe not.
They're like, maybe they don't even remember. And they're like, oh, how did I get this in here? Oh, all right, I'll just toss it.
True. Either way, I'm waiting I'll keep you updated if one of them shows up in my sweater one day.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, hey, did you take that? I don't even know. Maybe I'm just in my own head. I don't know how to go about this. Let me know in the comments.
Yeah. Let her know. She should confront them. Go through their bag. No, I'm kidding. That would just
show up.
Yeah. Show up. Be like, where's the sweater?
What's in the box?
I used to steal my sister-in-law Kelsey's things all the time when I lived with, or I wasn't even living with Michael. She was living with Michael, and she has great style.
Yeah,
and she loves fitness. And I remember I took this Nike. And she said, borrow whatever you want. But then I live 6 hours away at school. So I would take it. Yeah. I basically stole it. And she never would notice because the woman loves to shop. And so she has an absurd amount of clothes. And so I took this. To this day, my mom has it now. It's like maroon looking, like Nike zip up. And then I took it to school. And I was like, well, I can't give it back to her now because it's gone. And she'll know. And I can't admit I took it. So then I just never would wear it around her. And then I started feeling guilty. And I finally told her, I was like, I took this Nike sweater. Do you want it? And she was like, no, you can have it. So then I told my mom, I was like, well, I'm gonna get rid of it because it's been years later. I'm like, do you want it? My mom's like, yeah, and she still wears it. And sometimes we'll all hang out, and Kelsey will be like, that's my sweater. And like, how did your mother get it? And I'm like,
don't worry about it.
oops. But yeah, she steals my things, I steal hers.
That's the way of life.
My way of life, way of sisters, sisterhood.
With the traveling pants.
Yes. All right. Well, with that being said, thank you for tuning in to this week's podcast. You know, leave us a review or shoot us a DVD. Shoot us a DVD. And, you know, let us know if you have a confession session or if you have questions that you want us to answer. We love doing it on the podcast. And yeah, we appreciate you.
Bye-bye.